Joe,
Yes.
do you remember where you were when you got the news that Microsoft was trying to buy Activision Blizzard King?
Oh, no. Like, it was 7 a.m. I get on Reddit, and the first thing, it must have been like 2 to 5 minutes, someone posted it. Xbox acquires acquires Activision, something like that, for $67 billion.
69.
69, yeah. I think it's 67, actually.
Right there. 69 billion.
No one has made fun of that number yet?
Oh, yeah. You kidding me? Every article. I think even some like professional article straight up says Microsoft tries to buy Activision Blizzard for 69 nice billion dollars. Like it literally says nice in the middle, like in parentheses.
Okay, so yeah, that I remember seeing that, and
Some articles actually just straight up rounded it to 70 because they thought like my boss is like I can't even write this number down. My boss
is over my neck right now. And yeah, I instantly called you and I was like, "This is the wake up."
I was knocked out.
Yeah,
and I woke up to a text just straight up just says Xbox bought Activision, and I was like, "What?" Like literally got out of bed. Like, what? Like even I couldn't. Like I was like, "What the fuck?" Man, looking that up, I was like, "There's no way."
When was the day that happened?
January 18th, 2022. I knew it. Yeah, it was the beginning of last year.
So for me, it almost feels like it was actually January, like the 2021, because the year had just started.
Yeah, right.
And we're finally done with the entire acquisition. This has been the longest stretch I have ever seen, and it needs to be because
yeah, it's a big ass deal.
This is a really big deal.
I think it actually goes down in the not even just in gaming, but as a like an American business. Top 5 biggest acquisitions ever.
Yeah.
The top 3 are like I don't know. The top 3 are like some weird ones. I don't know. Some top 3 I don't know what they really are much. And then the other ones are like I think one of them was like Marvel buying, Disney buying somebody. I think it was like I think it was the Fox one.
Yeah,
I think
the
Fox
Disney acquires Fox.
Yeah, I think.
I know that one took a while too, but it wasn't as long as this one went through so much scrutiny, man, with the FTC, and then all the UK. Yeah, it was just. I'm so glad that it's over.
A lot.
But we're finally here. It's over. Thank God. The FTC is still trying to fuck around with the deal. But, like I said, man, you can't hate the player, hate the game.
I thought at the time when I got that text, too, that I was like, this is the biggest gaming news ever. This has to be.
Yeah.
Like, if anyone can name me something bigger than this, let me know, because this is huge. If people don't understand how big Activision Blizzard King is, like, huge. I would argue they're bigger than EA. Like, they're huge.
Yeah. And it's Xbox acquire. It's like Xbox is the empire. And I didn't realize that they were the empire till they made this deal go through. Like, they're looked at as they have infinite money, the infinite money glitch. And they just are out here acquiring shit. And they're not like PlayStation that is, all their studios are homegrown. But I see this as a positive because Activision was in such a downfall.
That was the other thing. I remember reading it and also saying, well, that makes sense because they were going through the CEO, Bobby Kotick, and everything going on to Activision Blizzard, not just him, but like the business. Also at Blizzard, people were leaving and all that stuff. Like this company was in absolute shambles. The stocks were going down, and then I hear Xbox was gonna buy it, and I was like, of course. Oh my God, of course they're doing that.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and you see all the controversy that was like, surrounding Activision, and you have to think, man, when they were first acquired, I was like, okay, maybe Xbox can shift the way Activision releases their games. If that makes any sense. But man, this is bigger than like how do you manage 3 different companies like this? I think King is the easiest one because King is more mobile.
All right, so we're here now. That we can talk about the past and FTC and how long it took and all that stuff. Yeah, now we're here. The Xbox, that's it, official. That came out that it owns it. Now we're all talking about the future. Like, what is your plan? Xbox, you got Activision Blizzard, you got King, and I don't know. I guess I don't mean that in the sense of like you need to have a master plan, but I don't know. Are people expecting like a? I'm gonna pull up this picture. Some guy on I forgot. Sorry if I forgot the name of the Twitter account, but some guy made this Xbox First Party Studios organization for Xbox, and it shows a picture. I'll try to put it up on screen, Xbox Game Studios, Bethesda's, Activision Blizzard King, and all their studios are involved in it, and companies and where they are. Holy fucking shit.
This is a lot.
This is fuck ton.
This is a lot. And it's exciting because there is a potential to be so much good that comes out of this. And I hope it's not just we acquired these studios and now we're going to let them continue the same work that they were doing before.
Okay, let's get into that then.
Yeah.
I've seen that. And that is really high. There's a high likelihood that's going to happen. I'm seeing a lot of people minds going crazy. And I would say there's a high percentage chance that Xbox is just going to let them ride.
No way.
Xbox is just keep doing what you're doing. And it's just now exclusive on Xbox and Game Pass. That is a possibility, man.
That is a possibility.
Obviously, they'll fix up because Bobby Kotick and their management and all that stuff was fucking evil. They'll obviously fix up work placement stuff and HR stuff. They'll obviously have laws for these people so they can have a good environment to work at. But management-wise, like business-wise, I am worried that it might be the same exact thing. There's a lot of people who think that. It might just be the same exact thing, just now underneath Xbox.
I'm telling you right now, if I waited 21 months for this shit just to be the same, I'm personally going to call Phil Spencer himself. I'm like, hey, Phil. What's going on?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? All right, first off. No, there needs to be massive shakeup. There needs to be massive.
Do you think they're making a master plan? Do you actually believe, like, in their studio, they're like, all right, like a big billboard, and they're cracking the knuckles, like...
No question. The idea that they're just going to let them ride is bullshit. Like, Activision is in a downfall, and so is Blizzard, with the way they monetize all their stuff, and they have a negative stigma around them.
Especially Diablo right now.
Yeah, especially Diablo 4. That I think 100% they're looking at how to structure this, because this is a lot. And I don't think that they're just going to let them continue work and just hope that they could build the Game Pass. I think they genuinely want to bring excitement back to these franchises. For me, 100% stuff that are sticking is like Treyarch, Infinity, Sledgehammer continuing work on Call of Duty.
All right, so we're talking about Activision here.
Yeah, so we're talking Activision so far. Like, I think 100%, like, the three main big leagues that work on the Call of Duty, they're going to continue working on Call of Duty.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if you fucking mentioned it. They also own Call of Duty now, actually. Holy fucking God. Shit. Actually, hold on. There's a great thing here. Where is it? Every franchise Xbox owns now from buying Activision Blizzard King. We won't go through all of them, but there are a fuck ton. There's like franchises I've never even heard of. There's Call of Duty, Call of Power, Crash Bandicoot, Diablo.
Oh my God.
Geometry Wars, Guitar Hero.
Christ. We can literally do an
Heroes
entire
of Storm,
podcast on fucking Guitar
King's
Hero.
Quest, Overwatch, Pitfall, which is awesome, Pitfall. Prototype franchise, Skylanders, Spyro, Tony Hawk Pro Skater, World of Warcraft, True Crime, and a bunch of other King stuff, and then obviously Bethesda and Xbox and stuff. But man, they own a bunch of shit now, and obviously the top dog, we all know. They own Activision, they own Call of Duty, is what a lot of people are talking about.
I think there are some hidden franchises in there that they could bring back, and it would feel as though it would be a competitor to... True Crime is a perfect example of you can bring that franchise back and give it to somebody with more... to a quadruple A studio to make into a GTA clone.
That's another good example. Yeah, there's a lot of franchises they have that you can, like, we have Xbox and Bethesda have other studios that can work on it, and how that you own those franchises.
Because they're doing the same thing with what's the game that's coming out from? It was an N64 game. It's a new game that they're releasing. Perfect Dark.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to make Perfect Dark resurrect that franchise.
Yeah.
They're giving it to a quadruple A studio.
Underneath the initiative, there it is. The initiative, Perfect Dark.
That's their only shit that they're working on. The initiative is working on Perfect Dark, which is like,
good night.
I get people grew up with Perfect Dark and I've never played it, so I can't really.
Yeah, I played it.
Is it the franchise that should be resurrected?
Probably not.
And given this many resources, I would disagree. But they could honestly bring some of these other dead franchises and resurrect them.
Let's go with the Activision thing again.
Yeah.
So we have the three companies: Treyarch, Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer Games. This is the Call of Duty people. Do they stop making Call of Duty?
No.
Do they halt their Call of Duty releases?
What do you mean, yearly?
Yeah.
No. That's another. I think there's a Call of Duty fatigue
Correct.
that's happening.
Yes.
People are still going to buy the latest Call of Duty, and I mean they're churning money. That's a gamble. That's a gamble. I think 100%. Do they continue releasing yearly Call of Duties, especially if people are buying them?
Mm-hmm.
Like I go on the subreddit and there's a lot of people complaining about the latest Call of Duty, but at the end of the day, they're super fans. Like, of course they're going to buy the next Call of Duty. And I honestly thought with the controversial Modern Warfare 3 that's coming out, that was actually supposed to be Modern Warfare 2, rumored, that there would be a lot of backlash towards that game. But no, people are still going to buy it. People are still going to play it. So are they going to do the whole... If it was me, I would 100%. I think Call of Duty right now is in the same realm that Assassin's Creed was, where they just kept releasing this every single year.
You kill a franchise like that.
Yeah. But this, look at how many studios. This is too many studios to be working on Call of Duty.
The thing I was telling you about the other day, that was like, the thing that I know, a lot of people have brought this up, is that they have Treyarch, Infinity Ward, and Sledgehammer. Those are like the main studios that make Call of Duty. But every other studio that Activision has underneath their, like, other studios that they have, like High Moon, Raven, Digital Legend, Demonware, they all used to be their own studios making their own games. It even says, like, High Moon used to work on Transformers and Destiny. Toys for Bob, they got tasked for Crash Bandicoot. And Beanox used to did the Crash Bandicoot racing game, Crash Team Racing.
Yeah.
But now they work on Call of Duty on the PC. Same thing with Raven Software. They work on Call of Duty. Every company here is now working on Call of Duty because Call of Duty is a yearly 3-studio thingy. It's just like, I guess it's just a Call of Duty company now. And I think a lot of us would love it if they could just step back, chill with the Call of Duty, and have these studios do other shit that we all want to see.
And I don't understand that either. As someone who just recently started playing Call of Duty again, if there is a Call of Duty and you as a player are invested in that game, that you buy the battle pass, are you telling me that you're only letting people play this game that probably took 3 to 5 years to develop, and you're only giving them a window of what, 6-8 months at max before the next Call of Duty comes out? Like, what? They just stopped making or turned the servers off or whatever for Warzone.
Yeah.
And so now people are like mad because they spent all this money on cosmetics, on the battle pass to make their characters look cool. You get what I mean? Isn't it better if you gave people 3 years within that time frame and really just built up the store, if that's what you want to do, and cosmetics, and you could add stuff to it, that when the next Call of Duty comes out, you could still do the yearly thing.
Like a fighting game.
Yeah, like a fighting game. You could still do the yearly thing if shit transfers over. Like if I had spent all this time in Warzone, I expect all my shit from Warzone to carry over to Warzone 2 because they're so closely together. I know the first Call of Duty came out in 2019 and this new one is like 2023, but I don't know. I think definitely can you go up? Yeah, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, and Sledgehammer should be the only 3 companies. And if they need help, why not? If they need the help to develop these games,
man, they have to make 4K looking Call of Duty.
Yeah,
that plays good, story, multiplayer, balancing, all this stuff. That is more than just 3 studios at a time yearly. They need all these people doing maps. They need all these people doing multiplayer. They need all these people doing work on the PC version. You know, that's why
But I think that
having
7,500 people.
Yeah, 7,500 people work on Call of Duty.
That's a country, bro.
That's Call of Duty.
That's a ridiculous amount of people. Those three companies 100% should just be working on Call of Duty.
Well, then,
and give them a 3-year cycle or a 5-year cycle, whatever it was before.
That's the point I'm trying to get at.
It's gotten too bloated.
You need 7,500
No,
people.
you don't.
If you're going to make Call of Duty
yearly,
you
yes.
need that.
Yes,
like
of course.
you need. That's why I'm like, yeah. And I'm trying to say is that I don't think Call of Duty needs to be yearly. I think, like you said, it could be. I don't play Call of Duty. I don't know how it is like that. I know it has a fucking super strong fan base, and it makes that money. And I can understand that and respect that.
This is a great chart, man, because it literally, there's a mobile game section, and then there's the multiplayer service section. I don't think Digital Legends and Demonware and Solid State Studio, like, they should be moved off from doing Activision Capture Studio. These are all, if that's what's inside the 7,500 staff, just let them continue, because they're clearly just working on Call of Duty, but not.
So then you just want to make Activision is Call of Duty.
I would make Activision, Call of Duty, Treyarch, Infinity War, Sledgehammer. I would move High Moon, Toys for Bob, and Beanix away.
They're the only ones that make kid stuff.
Yeah.
Because they make Transformers, Crash, and Spyro, and Tony Hawk. I know Tony Hawk's not kid, and then the rest of these studios all work on Call of Duty.
Yeah. These studios, there's nothing in these studios.
So you just said you want Phil Spencer to go in there and change some stuff, and now you're just saying keep it the same.
No, because these studios are primarily developing Call of Duty. Like, there's nothing in their resume that would warrant. Like, I wouldn't put Call of Duty for mobile, Digital Legends, to work on.
Yeah, but these studios, they used to make games, their own games. Raven Software did Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and X-Men Legends 1 and 2.
Okay.
Digital Legends did something else too. I forgot what it was. I don't know about these other ones, but they used to make games too, and it's something where it's just like, no, now you're all working on Call of Duty because Call of Duty is fucking yearly and it's 4K and it has to be amazing every time. I was like, that kind of sucks.
That's wild because I do remember Raven.
Yeah.
I do remember they used to make really good games. I don't know what it takes to make these games, but if the downside is to move these studios away in order to get, I think there's more upside to moving these studios. I forgot my train of thought. Apologies. I think there's more upside to making it a 3-year cycle, and as well moving these studios to different departments so that they can work on things that they want to work on instead of yearly Call of Duties. I don't know, they might be making a fuck ton of money putting it out yearly, but at the same time we're getting more of the same. You're not giving the players room to breathe, and everything they bought doesn't transfer over.
Yeah,
it just feels very.
I don't care what all that crap. That's not good. I don't care what company. I don't care what game franchise are. If you're Call of Duty or you're Assassin's Creed or you're, once you do a game yearly, every year you get the same thing. No matter what franchise you are, even Pokemon, you're gonna get your fan base being like, okay, this is too much. This is not bloated. I just got done finishing a game and I haven't even collected all the Pokemon. Once you release a game yearly, over and over, even your fan base starts to get a little too bloated, and also can recognize the imperfections when it comes to whatever game you're making, where even they go, okay, maybe you guys should chill because each game you're making is not as polished and is not as good as made than the one before it. And they realize because, whoa, it's Pokemon and it's Call of Duty, they gotta make it better and better. And everyone's like, these games are coming out even buggier and buggier. Look what happened to EA with Battlefield, right? That's EA. Yeah, Battlefield. Every Battlefield had to come out yearly because Call of Duty was doing it. And those games are like the back rooms, like super glitchy. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think this will be the deciding factor of how Xbox maneuvers with the acquisition. The way, do they keep Call of Duty yearly or do they split it to a 3-year cycle? And it'll be defining because I think people will see that Microsoft's just in it for the money. Like, they just want yearly Call of Duty because it makes a profit.
Yeah.
Or are they really for the gamers? In a sense of like, oh, we're moving studios that don't need to maybe me making Call of Duty to make stuff that needs to be made. You know what I'm saying? We need a Banjo-Kazooie. Like, what are we doing here, folks?
Hold on.
Are you kidding me?
Hold on.
This is a bolt, man.
There's nothing wrong with that. I know I could see the dollar signs in their heads is that they release a Call of Duty every year because if it's $70 now and the fan base will put out $70 every year, why stop that? And we have fucking 8,000 people working.
So you're for this? You're
No.
for the yearly Call of Duty?
No, I'm saying I could see it from their eyes.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying I could see from there as like we have 8,000 people working on this franchise, and the graph still keeps going up. Of course, we're gonna keep making it yearly. Of course, I bet they're looking at this and be like, "So Xbox, you're gonna give us more studios?" Like they just think that we want it more like that. And I think, and I'm not the only one. There's plenty of people who have been saying like, Call of Duty needs to chill with their yearly releases. Stuff doesn't feel like a Call of Duty event anymore. And I don't mean like an event, but like
I'm telling you right now, if it's all just the same after this acquisition, if they literally just bought this to get Call of Duty money yearly, then I am hella against everything that.
Oh, excuse me, sorry, but wait. Jesus Christ, where'd that come from?
You good?
Go.
Yeah, if they 100%, if this was just to get Call of Duty and get the profits from Call of Duty and not change anything, then I'm going to be really mad. Because that's not what... the way Phil Spencer talks about gamers and being for games goes completely against. And yeah, like you said, you can see them acquire this and do same shit because they're making money. Why change something that's not broken? But yeah, this 100%. I can't wait to see the next announcement.
Man, they've done it in the past, man. They've acquired like Rare and Obsidian, and just do what you were doing.
But no, that's a different story.
There were a different time. That was a different time period for them.
Like for them, I think when they acquired Bethesda and Obsidian and everything, they went to their headquarters.
Bethesda, I said Rare and Obsidian.
Yeah, but they went to their headquarters and pretty much were like, make the games that you want to make. That's the games of your dreams. Like that is pro gamer because they're giving them the resources to make whatever they dream of. You know what I'm saying? That's awesome. Like I love that. But here you have legacy fucking studios like Raven and fucking High Moon, Toys for Bob, Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just stick them into the gears that is fucking Call of Duty.
They had another studio in here that unfortunately got absorbed by another studio that they own. And I want to talk about Blizzard Entertainment. And Blizzard Entertainment, obviously, they're in control of Diablo, Warcraft, StarCraft, and Overwatch. And a company that used to be in Activision was Vicarious Visions, who essentially remastered the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy for Sony. Then did, after the Insane Trilogy, I believe they did, yeah, I think after that was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, the remake. And then after that, those two really, essentially reviving two series. I don't know what happened, but Blizzard wanted to make Diablo 2 remake and just asked Activision if they could just absorb Vicarious Visions into Blizzard to make Diablo 2 remake. And that's forever what they'll be working on now. Like Diablo 2 and just, polishing that game up and everything. And that company's now become Blizzard Albany. Blizzard Entertainment is really just, like in this list it says Blizzard Albany, Austin, Boston, all the places around the world, Sydney.
Yeah.
That's another corporation that needs a lot of restructuring. Like we talk about with Activision, Blizzard, man, fucking especially Overwatch. Overwatch is in the shitter. What's his name? Jeff, the game.
Kaplan? Jeff Kaplan?
Is it the guy who used to...
Yeah, so I think that's his name.
Yeah. Jeff, he left. He been left. This game has no direction. Overwatch 2, especially. Let me start with that one. And Warcraft, honestly, at this point, I'm surprised Warcraft is still staying on because every time something comes out of Warcraft, I always hear, like, just terrible things. Everyone's just, fuck this game, and it's just nothing's getting fixed.
See, the Blizzard for me is a hard one because I don't play Blizzard games. Like, I played Overwatch and I played Diablo, but for me, the only thing that I resonate with is Vicarious Visions, who made Tony Hawk, because that game is incredible. And what a shame for them to be working on Diablo 2 remake, like Jesus.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Phil Spencer has gotten that question of are you gonna bring back Tony Hawk? And from everything that they've released, Tony Hawk has been front and center.
Yeah, a lot of the promotional Xbox came out with the video celebrating this deal finally going through, and in it they showed Tony Hawk I think 3 times. No, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, the game, the remaster, the game that made Vicarious Vision made, they showed up 3 times in that trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a fascinating chart because most of these games have already been.
Oh, sorry. Those are what the other companies over here did. Guitar Hero.
They've also made Guitar Hero?
Yeah, no, not because some of the companies were like, what else? What else? Also came from Activision, Guitar Hero. Some of those companies down there.
Oh, wow.
They also have Guitar Hero. Remember that fucking thing I just showed?
See, Guitar Hero is a harder topic to even talk about
Yeah,
because that's like licenses and
Pitfall, whatever.
yeah.
Some of these people make Guitar Hero too. They just nope, not even doing Call of Duty. I do know though, Guitar Hero is like a dead franchise, but I'm just trying to say they used to make shit over here.
Yeah.
They used to make shit.
But
back to Blizzard.
That is fascinating though. An unannounced survival IP. I wonder who's working on that.
Where are we talking? Where are we looking at that? Oh, an unannounced survival IP. I haven't heard of that. Cool.
I mean, if Blizzard Albany Vicarious Visions is already working on that, then I could see them like not being able to shift because they're working on something. Do you get what I mean?
I don't know if that's really because they've already been tasked with making Diablo 2 remake. If they're making their own game, okay, pretty cool. Right. Still have to see the game though, because if this game comes out and it's not cooler than Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 2 remastered, then no, you're going back. You're going back.
What a shame. Like honestly,
I was telling Joe that when on Twitter the company Vicarious Visions employees were tweeting out saying that today's the day we officially became part of Blizzard Entertainment. Very formal kind of tweet, just celebrating. Hey, we're now part of Blizzard and all that stuff. And every fucking reply, every single one underneath from multiple employees, where everyone's just saying, "Dude, this sucks. You guys should have this sucks that this went through. Hopefully, Phil Spencer can revert this when he gets in charge of Activision Blizzard King and everything." Like there was a huge, I saw it everywhere. There was a huge outcry of everyone just being like, "Please let this revert back. Please let them keep working on Tony Hawk. Please let them, blah blah blah." And seeing Tony Hawk, showing off in those trailers and stuff when they acquire them, maybe there is a possibility. I would usually normally say, I don't know, I think they're done. Like, let's say they're part of, because that's a big thing. That's not overnight. That happened like after a while.
Yeah.
So, but
see, Blizzard is harder for me to pinpoint. Whereas in Activision, I could see them moving some pieces around. Mm-hmm. With Blizzard, it's harder because Blizzard already has established franchises like Diablo, Overwatch, Warcraft, StarCraft, where all it takes is, and I know I'm oversimplifying, but that's because I have no clue what the fuck Blizzard actually does. There's so many studios doing different things, but all it takes is for you to bring back the love for a Warcraft and a Diablo and an Overwatch. Yeah, that's hard because you've driven a lot of people away from those franchises, but it's not, just remove them and make them make a new game. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's more fostering. It's more, what went wrong?
That one makes more sense. I get what you're saying. The structuring of Activision. You go over here, you go over here. You work on this, you work on that. Blizzard Entertainment is just essentially management.
Yeah.
They just gotta go in there and be like, "Go, what's going on here, guys? You guys are doing stupid shit. What's going on?" You know?
What was the point of no return for Warcraft? And a lot of this,
I also just noticed, now Xbox owns Warcraft, StarCraft, and Minecraft.
They're crafting it up out here.
Oh shit!
What's going on with the crafts? No, but like exactly what you said, they have to get in there and figure out what went wrong, and a lot of this is more monetization than purely making a game for the love of it. I'm saying, shit fell off hard. Diablo for me, like playing Diablo 4, I know the thing that for me I stopped playing was that the seasons felt very lackluster. Like I was like, oh, you just want me to repeat getting to level 100 again? Like I just don't see that cycle, that gaming cycle being fun again. I know people who do play, Diablo over and over again, but there's nothing there. Overwatch is a different story. I could talk about Overwatch.
Yeah, a lot wrong Overwatch.
Like, and the stigma behind that one is that they were doing Overwatch 2, a campaign, and they completely shifted gears and just released Overwatch again. Yeah. How do you rectify that if you're Microsoft? What do you do to manage that studio or the people who are making that? You know what I'm saying? You get what I mean?
Again, just again, just management of this. I can't really recall many times where my Xbox Game Studios games. I know Halo Infinite had problems with like microtransactions and all that stuff, but Xbox Game Studios games, especially with Sea of Thieves, Halo, Gears, Forza, I can't think of a lot of online service games from Xbox Game Studios that have done crazy monetization stuff. But Activision Blizzard are definitely, especially King 2, have definitely been like under the microscope of being like some of the most greediest, money hungry kind of like practices where you're like, that's just evil. Hopefully, with the new management of Xbox, it doesn't seem like they would be very keep it up, keep doing your evil microtransactions. Since they don't do it with their kind of first party studios, right? Maybe they, which I'm hoping, be more lenient on. Maybe the Call of Duty, I don't know. Call of Duty makes that money, but seeing some of these stuff like Activision and Diablo and stuff like that, where you're just like, this is just a grind fish. We're just buying stores at this point. That's the management they need to go in there with. I think a lot of us like to play Overwatch. I think a lot of us like to play Diablo, and a lot of us still. There's a huge fan base of Warcraft that are still playing it and just being World of Warcraft and they're still playing it. Just be like, I've been on this thing for such a long time, but it's it's lost its luster for a long time. But you start. You just stop being evil. Just stop doing all these money stuff and all that stuff.
But you hear what we're saying. They spend $69 billion. And so far, our strategy has been, don't make yearly Call of Duties. Like, don't make shit that is generating money. And then on top of this, Blizzard, can you not be more monetization? Yeah. Can you not have these practices? Why? You're cutting off.
Yeah, but that's easy to say. Wow, we're just stopping them from making money. You know why? Because we're the fucking consumers. We're the ones playing your games and buying it, and all we're buying are stores. And we're putting our foot down and essentially saying, here's your chance to not kill off and have us not care at all about Call of Duty, about Overwatch, about Diablo, and just all of us being like, oh, God, another... Who's going to care if Diablo 5 comes out when it's another fucking microtransaction kind of thing? Or here's a new character for Overwatch. Who cares if Xbox got them and didn't do anything? They're just still evil and making money and all the evil practices. Yeah, because no one's going to care. I know I'm not going to care.
Yeah, I do think there is a perfect middle ground where you have a store. I just think it comes with delivering the base game that people want. Like the grind could be good if it's not incentive, if the incentive isn't to get to the store and buy your way up to the top. And they're not doing that. Most of the shit that they Overwatch, Diablo, I don't know about Warcraft, but it's mostly cosmetics.
Yeah,
but
it's still games for service game.
Yeah, it is still games for service, but Overwatch is a great example for me because the loot box thing, they had a good thing going with the loot boxes, but then
I would not say a good thing
in the beginning.
I would not say that at all.
In the beginning,
they went to court in multiple countries, so I'm trying to tell them to stop it. And they had to stop and put a battle pass, which it is arguably might be even worse than the loot box ones because their battle pass ones is like, that's the one where I was like, that's a fucking
Here's
joke.
A perfect example of the shit that I didn't like from Overwatch that I think easy fix doesn't need to be the perfect middle ground would be in Overwatch. They have cosmetics that people really love that come out during the holidays. Really cool things that you could add to your character, but there's this fear of missing out nonsense. FOMO, where if you weren't playing during the Halloween, you're not going to get that skeleton, you know? Mm-hmm. Why not just have a store that has all the cosmetics in the store? Just put everything up.
Yeah.
You're still generating money because everything is there. They could buy it whenever they want.
Or do that eventful season thing, whatever, in their season pass, right? And do what Halo Infinite did. You can just go back and play your season pass if you don't...
Christ almighty, you have no idea. I'm playing Fortnite, and seeing other people with really cool cosmetics that were part of a different season.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, I wish I can go back to that season. I'm mad that I missed it. I guess there's like this cool... exclusivity thing with people who played it during that time. I get that, you know what I'm saying? But this is a way that they can monetize something, like have their cake and eat it too.
Which is weird too, because you would think I would like to know the business behind the idea of that FOMO action of like you got to play now or you will lose it again. But if you give us the option to go back and play it, wouldn't we all go back and play it?
Because isn't the
But
most...
then it's a double-edged sword. Then I would just think I have all the time in the world. I'm gonna play this now.
But isn't the incentive more... Don't you want the gamer to play your game? I know for me, I'll bring Fortnite again. I missed the Dragon Ball Z Battle Pass.
Yeah.
If that Battle Pass was on Fortnite right now, I'd go play it and grind that bitch. Because I want that Nimbus Cloud. I want Goku. You know what I'm saying? And it baffles me that, like you said, where is the... Do they not realize that you want more gamers to join, like, to jump in and play your game?
Yeah, we got off topic a little bit here, but I know what you mean. Like, the Blizzard and Diablo and Overwatch, there's a lot of game for service games they have here. They have MMOs and games for service and all that stuff, and people like to play these games. We're basically just trying to say there is a way to structure your store and your season pass. Just follow the good ways to doing it and the ways that don't feel so manipulative to your players that we will come back and play your games. So that's one way I'll fix Blizzard Entertainment. I'm not that involved in it, really. I'm not like one of those hardcore Battle.net players. But, like...
Yeah, it's exactly... Like, that's exactly it. It's that... All Blizzard needs is better management. And I do think there's a...
Well, we said that, but I mean, like, management in their games for service
Yes.
stuff. Because I do like to play Overwatch. I do like to play Warcraft. I do like to play Diablo. There's stuff in that I get to, and then I'm like, oh, yeah, this fucking... Like,
but there's also... I also think the core gameplay needs to shift. Because it's Overwatch is just Overwatch. Like, the idea that they were going to come out with a campaign for this game and they reverted back was a mistake.
Yeah.
Like, people are tired of playing Overwatch. Even though Overwatch is... The gameplay loop is awesome. Give people something better to sink their teeth into.
Yeah.
That's why
people aren't stupid enough. We're going to see Overwatch 2 and just feel like this doesn't feel like a sequel. This is a glorified skinned version of Overwatch 1. And I don't care how big Overwatch was at the time. We all noticed it. We all just looked at it and said, this just looks like Overwatch. But they were greedy and money hungry and be like, but we give it a new coat, new skin and everything, and people will eat it up. It's like, no, we fucking won't.
Yeah.
I don't know much about King. But King is 99% mostly, where is it? Candy Crush. And Candy Crush makes money. Yeah.
For me, mobile gaming is mobile gaming. Like,
Yeah.
I think 100%. That's if you want to monetize the shit out of that and fuck over the mobile gamers, go the fuck ahead. I don't even play those games.
I will admit though, King being, I mean, if they're titans of the mobile business, especially with Candy Crush that makes that much money, I wouldn't be surprised to see them work on some other IPs that Xbox already owns, like Call of Duty or Fallout or Skyrim and all that stuff, to make app games around it. Maybe not super microtransaction ones, but I always thought Halo Waypoint sucked. Halo Waypoint, I feel like it's always something I'm opening up and this blows. This app does not work so well. These people have been on that shit for years. I could see them make it cool, maybe put them in charge, or at least help 343 maybe when it comes to Halo Waypoint. And have it in a way where we keep coming back to the app and you unlock this. You
mostly
unlock
games.
That's what I mean. Get us. That's what I'm trying to say. Tell King can help with these other studios to make app games where it could integrate whatever game they're going to be making, and also keep us going back to the app and do something rewards or shit like that. You know, because I play Halo Waypoint. I remember Halo Waypoint. They made a big deal when 343 came out with it. And I was like, cool, and I check it out, and it's laggy, it's buggy, and because I don't know how to fucking make that stuff. It'd be really cool if some of these companies work with King sometimes to make, like, a mobile version of their game. Not a mobile version, but like apps that can work with whatever game they're working on. And then maybe you can get rewards in those games. Or just straight up make a Halo mobile game or some shit like that. Like, you have IPs for that.
That's not a bad idea. You know? I could definitely see
Sea of Thieves could really thrive with King.
Wow.
Sea of Thieves could super thrive with King.
That would be fascinating to see that.
Fucking A. I'm a PlayStation guy. If I had to pick one out of the three, I have all of them. I like to play video games on all platforms. But I have to pick one main one. I think you guys already know that I'm a PlayStation guy. And I'm all for this acquisition. I'm all for competition. I'm all for the idea of Xbox coming back and at least having games on the platforms. And just fucking having content. Content is key. And I can't wait to see how Nintendo and Sony just come back to this.
Yeah, how do they react to this? And yeah, it's just a waiting game. I know most of people are excited about this because we're gonna get a fuck ton of games on Game Pass. Just the Call of Duty idea of bringing back the old Call of Duties and putting them on Game Pass is gonna be revolutionary.
That's the next thing. Everyone wants to see that.
Yeah.
I think everyone's waiting for that.
But that I feel is like the easiest W.
I absolutely agree too. I think people truly thought that tomorrow was going to happen. Click the button and there's 30 games on there. Even Phil Spencer's like, guys, hold on, relax.
Yeah.
Pero, they know that, we know that, and we want that. So that's good. But trickle it out. Give us, because I was telling Joe too that this whole acquisition is all for Game Pass. Game Pass is where they're putting all their eggs in that basket. So that when the next Call of Duty game comes out, the next fucking Overwatch or Blizzard or fucking, what else do they own? New franchises like Tony Hawk or Prototype or whatever they make, right? It'll come day one to Game Pass. And if some of the deals that they already made with Sony, with Call of Duty, and there's another one I forgot, that will come to also PlayStation, right? Or on other markets, they'll be making those games come to that market, but it's going to cost $70. And there's going to be a bunch of people who are going to be on Xbox, be like, I already got it day one on Game Pass, so that's how you get people to jump ship.
Yeah.
Content
is key. But yeah, the easiest W. Like, that will shift the perception. I think this, and I'll say, oh, fuck, you think I give a fuck? This is 100%. If this is, sorry, Julie's here.
Keep talking.
If this goes right, hopefully, everything, if they manage everything to perfection, I could see Xbox being the leading industry in terms of gaming in the next generation.
Okay. If they like we wanted management, fix some of these studios up, fix some of these franchises up and everything, right? Not even like the most amazing way, just good enough where they weren't so manipulative and evil before, right? Absolutely.
Because about it,
with Game Pass, I'm on board.
Think about it. They're the leading industry in RPG games. They're the leading industry in shooters.
Western
RPGs. They're the leading industry right now in I don't know if they're PC games almost.
Oh, I hear what you're saying.
You get what I mean?
Yeah, Blizzard Entertainment's really strong. I know it's not Valve, but I know what you mean. Like Diablo, Overwatch, Warcraft, that's all very
like they have a great section of PC title
and Microsoft
games.
Already owns. Microsoft is Microsoft. They have Windows,
Yeah. And if you bring Warcraft to Game Pass, and you get people like me who've never played Warcraft, like there's a whole vehicle right there of console gamers who have never played these PC heavy games that you could shift their perception of, oh man, these PC games are actually really good. I should have been playing it years ago. That's not even to mention people jumping ship because Call of Duty is on Game Pass, or we have a stranglehold on Western RPGs. Like Starfield is a perfect example. Like I'm a skeptic. Like, not a skeptic, but like I'm a conspiracy theory nut. You know what I'm saying? So I genuinely think people were a little heavy on Starfield. You know what I'm saying? Like they were like, there's some articles there that I'm like, come on guys, like you're a little rough on this, only because it's Xbox's first.
Oh, people weren't liking it because it was a competitor to Sony.
I'll say.
Oh no, I agree. What the hell?
Fuck.
That's not a conspiracy. Come on, of course that is. Like, you tell me the first big exclusive that Xbox has gotten, I don't know, in 10 years, that is only on Xbox, and it was then be like straight up the next big Bethesda IP, right? Of course we're gonna see haters out there and everything. Come on.
It just felt a little.
Well, that happens with Sony too. Fuck, I'm seeing Spider-Man 2 coming out next week and everything, and people out there be like, who fucking cares about Spider-Man 2? I'm playing Starfield and shit. I was like, all right, dude.
Yeah, it's both ways for sure.
Yeah, it's both ways.
But yeah, if everything goes right, it's on PlayStation and Nintendo better tighten up. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, I was gonna say something. You're in charge. What's the first thing you do?
Okay. See, this is the part in the podcast where I'm like, shit. Like, there's one more thing. But I'm going to cut all this out. Say it again.
We'll cut this up.
Just say the intro again.
Wait, are we almost done? Because I still wanted to do other...
No, there's still fucking... What's it called? We still got to talk about the leaks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wait, let me close this stuff real quick. Let me pause this because it's going to distract us. Yeah, find and closes. We got that part. Just reveal the biggest weakness. Oh, yeah, I wanted to talk about that.
This is great because this is just the last cap. I love when we're doing a podcast and there's and what is one more, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I have a feeling that I wanted to say Xbox is involved and then Warcraft. Yeah, let's just go keep doing this. Alright. Let's say tomorrow you're in charge of this Activision Blizzard King deal. You're like, what's the first thing you're gonna do? It's the first thing you tell Phil Spencer. Be like, Phil Spencer, walk me real quick.
Okay. You're in an elevator with Phil Spencer. You got 5 minutes. You're
in an elevator with Phil Spencer.
Yeah.
But yet you work there.
Yeah. First thing I'm doing, I'm going to release a trailer, and it's just Blizzard Albany, the logo, and it shifts. It like shape shifts to Vicarious Visions, and it says we're back. And I think that alone, and then you reveal Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. I know it's a very niche audience. But fuck, that niche audience is loud.
You said it earlier. You were like, they're the leading people in Western RPGs and shooters and everything, right? And skateboarding games. Who else is making fucking skating games other than EA, but making a games for service skate game? Like, why?
Yeah, and Tony Hawk as a franchise is so beloved.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be the first one that I think gets people to be like, okay, we're here, baby.
Yeah.
Second thing would be Phil Spencer needs to physically come out and say what exactly he wants to do with Call of Duty. Those are my two. Those are my two where I'm like, okay. I just want to know.
That is really important. I know we can all say pie in the sky things. We love Tony Hawk and everything. Organization, man. I know this sounds ridiculous. I'm like, oh, okay, right? But you got to get people to understand why this is going to be different. But I want to tell people why this is going to be different. And if you don't do that, then it's going to be back to exactly what we said. Nothing's changed. This is exactly. It just has an Xbox logo on it now. And I don't want that. So that's a good point. Go in there and just try to... Or at least do a direct. That way, not direct, developer direct. Is that what they called it?
Yeah.
Developer presentation or whatever. Or a showcase, extra showcase, where you just... It's almost like behind the curtains of straight up. So this is the game plan, guys.
Oh, like, wow, I didn't even think of that. They could do the direct again. Yeah.
Yeah, like a developer direct. And it's literally called developer. So they can go in there and just be like, this is what we want to do, and this is how it's going to structure and all that stuff. I think it'll go... And they are not afraid to go behind the scenes with some of this stuff and show us... where this company's not what they're doing. Obviously, they're not gonna show all their chips and everything, but like where this company's going, where the release schedule is for some of these games, and what some other studios that are known for working on this stuff might be shifting to other things. I wouldn't be surprised to see some studios in Activision to move over to Xbox Game Studios. If they can move studios into being an Xbox Game Studios kind of thing. That'd be pretty cool, too. I don't know how that would work business-wise. I know the studios, when they buy a company, they own that company. But Xbox is one big household. They can do whatever the fuck they want. So it'd be pretty cool if they could actually take Vicarious Visions, like you said, and just put them in Xbox Game Studios. Take Ravensoft and put them over there. And blah, blah. Or High Moon, Toys for Bob, all that shit. Just put them over there. Because once you see an Xbox Game Studios logo, that can mean something. And now it's like, oh, shit. Once you see an Activision logo, some people are like, Activision, Beanox... So just Activision, Call of Duty. So Call of Duty's making I think it'd be really cool if they started making them games for game studios. And then at the very end, I would just have a Jiggy just come in out of nowhere. And a fucking bear and a bird come in and pick up that Jiggy. And it straight up says, Toys for Bob. And it says, fucking get jiggy with it or some shit. I don't know.
Get jiggy with it.
No, but oh my fucking God. I would absolutely, that's the first, I'll be like, fucking, I'll take a stamp, put on Phil Spencer's head of the shape of a jig and just be like,
but of course,
you have Toys for Bob now.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? They've asked for years, would Rare ever want to do not just Banja, but Conquer and some of those, Viva Pinata, some of those other kind of platformy, cartoony kind of games? And respectfully, and me myself thinking this too, he goes, yeah, but they've moved on to like bigger things. He didn't say that, but obviously they moved on to like Sea of Thieves and stuff like that. And I was listening to him, like, yeah, even I was like, I love Rare, but they're making cooler shit now. They're making MMO pirate games and shit.
Yeah.
But he says he's totally open to other studios working on those IPs. That's why they have Perfect Dark working on the initiative, right? Boom! You got a studio right there who revived Crash Bandicoot and another studio that revived Spyro.
Yeah.
What is your excuse? Now give them Banjo-Kazooie and they can make it.
Yeah, the only thing I hope...
Make it!
The only thing I hope...
I want to see a Crash, Spyro, Banjo-Kazooie crossover.
The only thing, of course, is I hope they don't overpromise stuff without actually making the game. Don't just say, oh, Toys R Us is now working on Banjo-Kazooie without any resource or any trailer or nothing. You know, it's going to be a while before we see the fruits of the labor, you know what I'm saying? That is this acquisition. But fuck, yeah, that would be fucking
awesome. Man. It's a dream. This is an awesome acquisition. I'm so glad for Xbox to have this. I know we just went through the whole podcast, but you really got to change some stuff around here. Make us care about Call of Duty, make us care about Overwatch, make us care about old franchises. That's another thing, man. Like, I know we didn't bring it up, but there's a shit ton of comments I've seen on Twitter, Reddit, and YouTube. Everyone's been like, they should bring back Prototype. They should bring back Guitar Hero. They should bring back Tony Hawk. They should bring back... There's a lot of dead franchises that people want to see. Transformers. They did the Fall of Cybertron game.
Yeah.
They have we looked at the list of franchises that they own now, right? A lot of people out there want to see these franchises come back because Activision is only making Call of Duty. It's only Call of Duty, right? And more variety. Fucking A. Like, people want to look at Sony. This is the other thing that Xbox would have a leg up on Sony. Sony just be making third-person action-adventure, over-the-shoulder camera games that kind of all look alike. Xbox is the only one that has shooters and platformers and skating.
Yeah,
and
that is a good point.
You can have variety on the Game Pass. And I could see a mom buying an Xbox with Game Pass for the kid because there's a bunch of stuff on there. There's kid stuff and all that stuff. Xbox, the ball's in your court. You can do some crazy shit with this.
Yeah, you better fucking slam dunk that bitch.
Thank God it went through.